We have a very, very fun time planned today. And I'm going to bring someone really, really special on. I'm going to give them a few minutes to connect because sometimes it takes a few seconds for Facebook to know that you're live. And I have this a really, really special person because I think they're very, very dynamic. I see they're here. So I'm going to bring them on and then I'm going to introduce them to everyone. Okay, just give me a moment. And it's connecting the person. Hey,
Hi,
you made it.
I made it.
Okay, everyone, this is my special guest. Her name is Angel, and she is, I'm telling you, y'all in for a treat. You don't even understand what's about to transpire, what the metamorphosis is going to occur. She
Yes.
is seriously talented. I mean, I got to start watching more of her videos and start getting some tips. So, can you tell everybody that's viewing who you are and a little bit about yourself?
Okay. Hi, everyone. Nice to meet you. I'm Angel Garner Collier. I am a makeup artist in San Diego, California. I have been doing makeup about 20 years. The way I started was when I was 9, I saw a drag queen transform from Wayne into Dusty, and that changed my life forever. And I kind of knew then that I kind of wanted to be, but I did other careers, and then I came back to makeup when I moved back to San Diego in 2008 from Georgia. I'm originally from Georgia, as for the accent, but I came back to San Diego in 2008. And then I started to pursue heavily to work for Mac. It didn't happen right away. I started working for Mac right before I turned 40, and so it goes to show you that your career, doesn't end at 40. Mine actually started. So I
Wow.
was with Mac for 6 years. I learned so much. I'm able to freelance now and work for myself and not work for someone else, which was ultimately my goal. So I love makeup. I live, eat, and breathe it. I'm actually in my makeup room right now. We made a room in my house a full makeup studio.
Wow.
It was a dream come true because I think everybody that does makeup or loves makeup wants a makeup studio. So at the end, I'll go around the room. It's kind of full right now because I'm getting ready for a time lapse video tomorrow on a model, but it's kind of like packed with stuff, but I can just give you a whirl around the room really quick. But this is where all my dreams started, really. And I just love doing makeup. I love transforming other people. I love what it does to a woman's self esteem. Some people, they're not into the makeup thing, they think it's too much. But you know what? If you love it and you like it and you keep doing it, you'll get better and better at it. Some people say, "Oh, I can't do all that. Like it's overwhelming." There's a lot of products, there's lots of things, but you can take from what you're going to see today and minimize it to customize yourself. This is not about me telling you all the products I use, which I will, but it's not about you going out and buying everything and then you don't know what to do with it. It's about baby steps. Take what I give you and use what you have and then build up. And you like, okay, I don't have a good moisturizer, I definitely need to get that. I don't
Mm-hmm.
have a good primer, my makeup doesn't stay on, I definitely need to get that. There's vital things that you need, but there's a lot of these YouTube videos, these girls are doing product overload. It's overwhelming. I used to buy everything they said, and then I would sit and look and say, I don't even know where to start. So you get what works for you. You get a few products here and there and basically go with that. Like I said, this is not about product overload. This is basically showing you how to do your makeup easily, efficiently. And I really hope that this gives you an inside look of a makeup artist's life without all the extra steps. It doesn't take all that. I probably will take me 20 minutes. Uh, Beautiful makeup can absolutely be done in way less than an hour. If you're spending more than an hour, you're doing too much. I'm not going to do lashes today because lashes are special. And it's just, I'm not good at doing it on myself. And I'm not going to do that on camera and shame the devil, but I will tell you about it. But I can do it on someone else in 2.5 seconds. It's easy. But on myself, I have long eyelashes. It's just a lot for me. So we won't be doing lashes at the end, but we will do a full beauty makeup. I'm gonna theme it Thanksgiving, because we're coming on with Thanksgiving. That's why I wore my brown and gold. So we're gonna do a beautiful Thanksgiving theme makeup today. So I'm gonna go ahead and get started. I'll let Felicia take over and kind of talk. And if at the end, I'll go back in and answer your questions. You can ask your questions. I can't see them, but okay, perfect. All right, so we'll get started. So basically my skin is moisturized. I'm really oily. So I think the myth is if you're oily, you don't need moisturizer. It is so untrue. If you don't use moisturizer, if you're oily, you're going to become over sebaceous. Your skin's going to produce more oil. So I always moisturize, hands down, 1000%. My moisturizer, I keep it in a little container in my other bathroom where I usually get ready. It's Embryolisse. I absolutely love it. I am obsessed with it. I use it in my kit as well. It's kind of costly, but it is the best moisturizer I think I've ever found. And then my primer, I'll do that right now. It's MAC SPF 50 Face Protect Lotion. I've been using this since I've known about MAC forever. The good thing about this is it has a SPF 50. I would never, ever, ever do my makeup without SPF. It doesn't matter what shade you are. It doesn't matter if you're light or dark. You have to have SPF. The sun is not your friend. What will happen is you will age a lot more drastically. Even with being black, you'll age more drastically if you don't use sunscreen. Sunscreen is vital. I would never leave the house without sunscreen. And this one is SPF 50. I do recommend it being at least 50. Some makeups have, I don't know, 15, 20, 30, useless. Anything 50 and above, it's going to actually protect you better and give you more of a barrier. Okay. So since I'm super oily, before I do foundation, I'm going to use a translucent powder. And I found this trick. This is MAC Invisible. This is a pro product, but they have it in the regular as well. But I'm going to just put this on places I know I get super oily. I know you can already see it with the shine of the light. But it's just a teeny bit. You don't want to do too much of this because you don't want to look like cake face with the foundation on. So I'm just doing it in areas that I know I'll be super oily. And I don't know, I learned this somewhere recently that you do it before and after, and it really has helped a lot. I'm so oily. 3 hours, I'll be greasy, but this helps to keep it at bay a little bit. What was I gonna say? Oh, I used a beauty blender. This is my own personal one. I don't keep these in my kit because I just don't feel they can be cleaned as well. So I use brushes on my clients just because I know I can clean a brush real well. Foundation is Truly Matte LA Colors. This color is Deep Tan. I like the coverage. It's super, super matte. I'm always on the search for a perfect foundation. You can never, if you saw the amount of foundations I have, you'd be like, okay, that's insane for one face. But I'll use it, I'll love it, and then I'll fire it. But for the most part, I love this foundation. The coverage is amazing. You only need a little bit, and then it's only like one pass. It's not, I'm gonna put 4 pumps of foundation on the sponge and then try to spread it over my face, and then I have thick cake face. So and also the good thing about it is it's like $6. Amazing. I think Maybelline makes one that people love, CoverGirl. I haven't tried those yet, but I'm down for it. I'm totally open to trying something new, but just trying to find a foundation that keeps me matte, it's like nearly impossible. I haven't found it yet. I'm still on the search for it. So basically that's done. You see the coverage? It's pretty amazing. It covers everything without you having to do a bunch of concealer, another step. It covers one pass. I'm just blending it out just to make sure. The Beauty Blender really presses it into the skin. I used brushes for years for this step, and I just found that Jackie Aina, she's the one that said, if you don't use a beauty blender, you need to use a beauty blender. It'll change your life. I'm like, okay. And I got one, and sure enough, my life has changed. What it does is it makes the skin become one. Instead of the brush going on top of the skin, this actually makes it go into the skin. And I'm pretty obsessed with it. I just have to clean it so often because I don't like for it to get, built up. And it was white from my Halloween makeup.
Hey,
So,
Angel, someone
yes.
asked the question, what moisturizer do you use again?
Oh, it's Embryo Lise, Embryo, like embryo, and then Lise is Lisse. It's a French product, but I usually get it on makeup sites for makeup artists because we get discounts from different sites, so I usually buy it that way. I think Target is carrying it now, believe it or not. It runs, you get a tube, it comes in a metal tube. The tube runs, I don't know, $30. I can't really remember. But once again, I buy it at a discount, so that helps me. Hi Gabby. That's my sister-in-law. Okay, so I got my foundation on. My next step, it just depends. Some people do it differently, but I'm gonna do concealer. Just to highlight through here. If you have dark circles there, it's a totally different thing. I basically just use it to highlight. I like the way it looks when it's lighter through here, here, and then here. So I'm going to use, this is Pro Conceal LA Girl in color Creamy Beige. And this is just my favorite for now. I have tons of them I can use. This is one of those Instagram-y steps. But once again, it's not necessary unless you really want to do it. So, sorry, let me get a different mirror, sorry, because I don't want to be looking up there. Is that better?
It's good. It's good. We can see
Is that
you.
good? Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay, because
Yeah.
there's a mirror on my light, and
Yeah.
it just makes it easier for me to see up there, and then the little stuff I'll do down here. But
It's still good view. It's good view.
okay, okay. So I just highlight the areas that would normally be highlighted down the bridge of my nose. I don't do the whole full concealing of the nose. Sometimes that's a bit much. But whatever you decide to do and whatever you do in your steps, do it and do it well. Don't do it and then it's not blended and then you can see the white patch under here. Don't do that, okay? I'm going to tell you what I see and I'm going to tell you what is wrong. So I'm just blending it out with the beauty blender. I want to make sure that it basically looks like I didn't really do anything. This is all for effect. It's not for you to see that I put a ton of concealer in those areas. It's basically for effect. So some people do that line here and, not to say that I haven't done it, but today we're keeping it simple. Now go back in with a powder, and the one I'm using is MAC Light in Mineralized Foundation Loose. This is discontinued. I'm very sad about it, so I barely use it, but it's a phenomenal powder, and this is called baking. I know everyone does this. I know some people probably wouldn't do this step, but what I find is there's just a little creasing there. So if I bake it, it doesn't crease and it doesn't move. And I'm sealing the concealer as well because it really does make a difference if you do that. You can always do this if you want to bring out the cheekbone. Also I'm really putting the light powder where it would be light anyway, and then I'll add a darker powder later. Okay, so it's baked, and I'll just leave that on for a minute like that. I love this powder. I don't know what I'm gonna do when it goes out. I'm gonna have to find it on eBay or something. I don't know. Okay, so next I'll do concealer. I'm sorry, contour. This is one of those things people are like, I just don't know how to do it. If you see where your cheekbone is, that's basically where you're contouring. It's already there, but I'm gonna bring it out more. So I'm using Hoola by Benefit. I really like it. It's not everybody's color, so you'd have to find what would work for you. This might be a little light for some. This might be a little dark for some. I found that it works perfectly. And also with the contour, you don't want this color to be too gray. You want it to stay warm. If it's gray, it depends on your shade. Sorry, I'll say that. If you're super pale and gray works for you, undertones of gray works for you, then do that. But if you're like me, I need that warmth. So I like for it to be super warm and more brown. I'm just using the brush it comes with. Really cool brush. And then I do along the jawline. That makes you look skinny. It's all an illusion. That's all makeup is. It's an illusion. and then a little on my nose, on the sides of my nose, just a little.
Hey, Laura. Glad you stopped by.
So just tell me if you, Felicia, if you have, if someone has a question or anything, I'm just going to keep going.
You know that blender brush, the blender, yeah, the beauty blender. I have one,
Uh-huh.
but I just never could figure out like how you're supposed to best use it. So I'm glad that you demonstrated it because it was like I was stuck on like how I bought it, but like how do you really use this thing?
Right. It's basically just mashing the product into the skin so it becomes one. You know, it's not sitting on top of the skin. Okay, I think that's good.
Yeah, it looks nice.
So you see,
Mm-hmm.
it just makes the shape of the face more pronounced. And I did it around the edge here. Just gives me warmth there because you have the light part here and then you have darkest here. So it just gives the face a different dimensions. Okay. All right. So then I'm doing my eyebrows. Right now, well, not right now, but for quite some time, I've been using Anastasia, Beverly Hills, Dip Brow, and this color is chocolate. I've tried some of the, I have all the other colors in my kit, so I know what they all look like, but chocolate is warmer for me. Some of the other ones have a lot of gray undertones, so I use chocolate quite a bit, even on my clients with the darker eyebrows. As far as eyebrows are concerned, this is a very personal thing. You do what looks best for you and looks best on your face. I wouldn't ever do black eyebrows because my hair is black. This is my natural color hair. The darker the eyebrow is, the more harsh the face is going to look. So if you already have dark eyebrows, which you see I don't have many, I don't have much, so I have to make the shape every day. But if you have dark eyebrows already and you put dark powder or dark product into them, it's going to look harsh and it's going to be too much. So I highly recommend you using a brown. I think the eyebrow epidemic has become crazy, but let's just make it, let's just make it, let's just bring it back to a little bit more natural. So I do a really light hand. I don't go into the product real heavily because the more that's on the brush, the less I can blend it out and the less I can make it look soft. So I just kind of make the shape and I do it lighter in the front because I don't want that big square in the front because I think that makes it, I think that looks harsh and I don't care for how that looks personally. That's it.
That looks very
That's it.
natural.
Thank you. So this should not take you 30 minutes. I've seen brow tutorials. They're using 8 different products and it's just too much. Most people don't have the time to do that. So I'm not going to encourage that.
Now, someone
Just get it
asked,
on.
what can you do to hide dark circles and bags under eyes? That's one of my
So
problem areas too.
So dark circles would be makeup, warm and cool tones. Usually if I'm covering somebody, dark circles, I use warm and cool tones. The cool tones cancel out the darkness, and the warm tone brings back in the color of the skin. As far as bags, you need a product to shrink it first before you cover it, because any texture or any bags is going to show through regardless of how much makeup you put there. So that's one of those things I would try to fix the problem. I don't have any miracle problem that I know, miracle product that I know of that'll fix bags per se. I have a few things in my kit. I know fast response eye cream has caffeine in it, so it temporarily shrinks the area. I've used that on clients. It's a temporary fix. Those are one of those things you want to work on long term. But I know products with caffeine in it works and helps to shrink the bags under the eyes. And then as far as covering it, you want to, it just depends on what color the dark is. So if it's, if it's gray or cool tone, it's hard for me to say, but I know when you're doing concealer, be careful of if you have dark circles using a cool tone and not using a warm tone with it. The cool tone will actually bring it out and make it more, it'll make it green gray. It's kind of, but you have to kind of use both tones in order to cover it. So it's just finding that right product that works for you. I don't really have a recommendation for that because what I do on people in my kit is totally, I just make stuff. I make products. I just kind of use different things and make it, mix things together and make it happen. So it's kind of just really finding those products that work best. I would Google or YouTube, covering dark circles. I would do that. That's how I learned a lot of things. I YouTubed everything. I mean, if I need to know how to fix something in the house, I YouTube it. Instead of calling someone out and then spending a bunch of money, I YouTube it every time. And we've saved so much money that way. Sorry, I'm grabbing a product.
For those people that just joined us, Angel is going to do a Thanksgiving theme. And so she already has her colors on, so her makeup is going to be reflective of that. And so if you have any questions, put your questions down below, and then I'll ask her, because she can't see the questions. She's busy trying to get that face together.
Right. So what I use to remove makeup, or in the process of doing my makeup, I use Pamper Sensitive baby wipes. I've been using these for, oh gosh, probably 15 years. They're gentle enough to not tear off your eyes or your face, but they're really effective on removing every trace of makeup. I've been using them for years. I love them. So for underneath my brow, I use, this is MAC concealer in, I don't have the sticker on the back, but Studio Finish concealer. I think it's NC20. And I basically just go underneath the brow to clean it up and just make it look really neat under here. I don't do the same color on top as I do on bottom because it's too light. It's too light for the top. It's pretty light. This is a step that, you don't necessarily have to do, but I just like it. I like the way it looks. If I were to do the top, which I'm not, it would be a darker color. Same concealer brand or same texture, but a darker shade. And then I'm taking a brush and buffing it out. This is just a brush I got from somebody, I'm not sure. And it's just just a fluffy type brush that can take cream products. It doesn't even say who it is. For my primer on my lid, this is Vital. This is eyeshadow primer. This is MAC Painterly. The shade you would want, for you, Felicia, for instance, would be Laying Low would be perfect. They have soft ochre. They have so many different things. Now, I've tried a lot of eyeshadow primers, and I've stuck with this one over the years because for me, it's the best. My eyelids are super oily, and once I do my makeup, it stays. There's no blinking it off, through the middle of the day. I know people say to me, oh, I put my makeup on in the morning and by lunch it's gone. And that's because of the priming and all of those things. All of these things are vital. If you want your shadow to pop and you want it to look really good, you have to use eyeshadow primer.
Can you repeat the brand again?
It's MAC Painterly. A lot of the products I use are still MAC because I worked for them. I love them. I know them. I'm not here to promote anything. I'm just telling you what I use. This is Painterly. It's one of the lightest ones. It has more of a pink hue. Soft ochre is more yellow. Laying Low would be more brown for a browner tone. Rubenesque would be like a shimmery orangey gold. Oh gosh, there's so many of them. But they discontinued Quite Natural. And so if you're super, super dark tone, this would be the one for you. It's really, really brown. I got this at a cosmetic store over the weekend because I know MAC discontinued these and I need it in my kit. So I had to buy that this weekend. Okay, so for the first transition color, we call it, I'm going to do something a little darker. I would normally wouldn't do one quite this dark, but this is Melt Cosmetics in Rust. And it's like an orangey brown. It's beautiful. It actually reminds me of Brown Script, and it's probably Brown Script's cousin because the girl that made Melt Cosmetics, she used to work for MAC. So I'm going to go in the crease with Rust. And this is going to be my transition color. Like I said, it's a little bit darker than normal because we're just doing, a little bit more intense look today for Thanksgiving, for you to see all your family and eat turkey.
And be cute.
So I'm using a 222 brush, but sorry, it's discontinued, but it's my holy grail. It's even rubbed off the number. It's a fluffy brush. It's more stiff than normal fluffy brushes, but it really gets into that crease. So what I'm doing right now is I'm bringing out the shape of my eye by doing this color in the crease. And the crease is where your natural contour is in your eye socket. Can you see that? How does that look, Felicia? Can you see?
Yeah, I can see.
Okay, thank you. Okay, because I can't tell. It looks good to me, but I can't tell if you can see it. So I do several passes of one color. The darkest one that I'm going to do in the crease. Actually, I might do one darker than this shade, but we'll see. I'll surprise you. So it's just placement, and then it's either back and forth or circular motions. I noticed that on myself, I do back and forth, but when I'm doing a client, I do circular. So it just whatever works best for you to get it blended in and placed down. So I place it and then I blend it. And that gives it softness, so there's no harsh edges. You know that's one of the hardest things is to get that edge softened out to where it doesn't look like, I don't know, it just doesn't look like you just placed it there and left it. And there's something else I can do too. So I can take a lighter color. This one is called Rubbish, and I can go on top of that one to soften out that edge as well. It's a lighter brown. Let me show you. Hold on a second. Sorry. It's a lighter brown. Oops. This is the first one. This is the second one. See the difference in color? So I'm taking the lighter one and then just going over the top of that edge to just soften it out too.
This is really good. People are really watching, and
good. Yay.
And I think that
okay.
They're going to be just like me, going back, looking at it again, getting some more tips and applying. Hey, Anna.
Yeah.
If you have questions, those people that just dropped in, drop a question down. This is Angel. She is a wonderful makeup artist in San Diego.
Oh, thank you.
And she does phenomenal. She has phenomenal videos. So I think I'm going to have to bring her back in because right now she's doing a Thanksgiving look. And so we might need the Christmas look and then the Christmas party look. Okay. Then
we can do that.
Okay, I'm trying to book you for about 4.
Yeah, we could do that. I'm going to go into a darker color now. It's called Lovesick. It's more of a red color, but the reason why I'm doing this is I'm going to make this my deepen color. Instead of going with a brown, because I've already done 2 shades of brown, I want to go in with a red because I'm going to put red underneath as well. And I just wanted to look a little bit warmer with the red color. So I'm going to go in the corner. And this one is really, really special because you don't want to go over all you just did. You're just going down into the deep corner, because if you go over what you just did, you're going to mess up all that blend work you just did, and it defeats the whole purpose. So this is how you get it darker with a color. You could do black at this point too, but this is how you get it darker, and then you kind of just shimmy it right in the corner, and it kind of looks like everything's blended because it's a cheat. But if you go lightest to darkest or darkest, if you do black in this corner and then you try to do the brown and then you try to do the lighter brown, it's going to be a muddy mess. If you do black needs to be last, and that's it. Don't touch it again because black will mess everything up. But it's a good thing because it makes it darker. But do you see how that looks like burgundy-ish? I love the way that looks. So same thing on this side. So let me just get closer. So placing it right in the corner and then just kind of shimmying it into that deep corner, the deep crease, sorry. So that makes it darker. It saves you a lot of blending time, but it still looks lovely. The effect is amazing. Okay.
We have some
and then underneath
people here that love makeup. They want the Christmas look. Okay.
Okay. That'll be glitter most likely on the lid. Because glitter just does well. I don't know. It just looks good for Christmas. And I'll do black, probably black and silver with a red lip or something like that. And then underneath, I'm doing this is Oxblood. It's NYX liner. It's a liner for the eyes. It's more of a red hue. So I'm just doing that underneath and inside my waterline. Waterline is that inside skin that, a lot of people don't do it, but I like the way it looks. Sorry, I'm just trying not to poke my eye out. Okay. So I like the way red looks on me. Red might not be for everybody, but this is like a burgundy-ish red. So I'm going back in Rust, which is the darker brown color, and I'm just going over it now. I'll go back into the red, but first I'm going to do this one. And then just blend it out. You don't have to do underneath. It's not for everybody, but I do it because I like it. I like the way it makes the look complete. And then now I'm going to go back in the red and go right in the corner, just right in the corner with the red. Sorry, I'm losing focus for some reason. Can you guys see that?
Yes. Yes.
I like the way it looks.
I
like red. I like burgundies, reds, browns, oranges, those warmer colors for Thanksgiving. So on my lid, what should I do? I'll do gold. I think I'll be pretty. So this is Anastasia Beverly Hills Amrezi highlighter. I'm going to use it on my lid. Oh, you didn't know that you could use other products in different places that they didn't say it was used for? Absolutely. I'm using it as a shadow. And this color is so pretty.
Oh, that's giving it pop already.
Isn't that pretty?
It is.
I just love it because it really does. It goes on really well.
That's really pretty.
And then you notice that I only went like 3/4. I didn't go into that corner because I want to make sure that corner stays dark. So say you touched it a little bit, you can always go back in with that brush with that reddish color on it. Make sure that you don't mess up that corner that you just did. I'm just pulling it back out because I touched a little bit. Like so. Isn't that pretty? I love that. For the top, we can just do like a nude. You know, if you do shimmer on the lid, I just wouldn't suggest doing shimmer up here because then you're going to be like a shimmery bulb, and I think it's too much. So if you do shimmer on the lid, don't do shimmer up here. It's too much. What am I going to use up there? I'll use, I'm sorry, I'm just looking. Orb. Orb is a MAC shadow. Let me see if I can pull it out of here. It's in a palette. Yeah. So it's like a nudie color, has a hole in it because I've used it a lot, but it's ORB. And I'm going to use that for highlight. Sorry. It came out of a palette, so I'm just wiping off the back. Orb, ORB. And I'm going to use this is kind of a flat brush. This is the brush I use for my lid, but I just love this brush. It's discontinued, but Coastal Scents, I think. Amazing. I love it. I use it every day.
And Angel, when you get a moment, when we're done with this, can you drop some suggestions on different brush cleaners that people can use?
Brush cleaner?
Yes.
Sure. I only use Max brush cleaner, and then sometimes I put a little Dawn mixed in it. But when I clean my brushes for my kit, I usually use the Max brush cleaner, and then like I said, I add a little Dawn because Dawn cuts everything.
Wow.
And then I lay them flat to dry because if you put them like this, the water will seep into your ferrule, and then it'll tear up your brush. And our brushes, Max brushes, I mean, this one is like $42. I think it might be more than that now. I'm not sure, but they're expensive. And so you want them to last. I have brushes I've had for 10, 15 years because I've taken care of them. But yeah, I shampoo them good. I clean them really, really well. These are my personal brushes I'm using today, but my kit brushes, I take really, really good care of them. So for the cheeks, I'm going to do when I put on my lid, I'm going to use it on my cheeks as well. And I'm just going to use a little bit of that just to give it a little bit of a highlight here. I like the way the gold looks because it's not something I use that often, but I really like the way it looks. Just at the top of the cheekbone, you want it to be where the sun would naturally hit, like through there. That's a little much because I have a heavy hand, but you get the idea. Top of the lip makes your lip look bigger. You'll see when I put my lips on. Just wherever the sun would hit, highlight. So I'm just kind of buffing this out because I put a little bit much. Okay.
There are people, a few people that just dropped in. This is
Okay.
Angel. She is a wonderful, just talented makeup artist, and she resides
Thank
in
you.
San Diego. And can you tell
Mm-hmm.
everybody kind of what type of makeup clients that you take on?
It could be anyone from a bride. I did a lot for Halloween. That's a whole different makeup. A lot of my husband was zipper face, so
Okay.
a lot of prosthetic, not prosthetic, but a lot of I'm sorry, I attached a zipper to his face and then made blood and gore and cuts and stuff out of latex. So I do a totally different thing for Halloween, but a lot of the makeup I do is beauty transformations. I really I really love looking at someone in their bare face and saying, how can I make them look more beautiful? On my website, angelfacemua.com, you can go on there and look at a lot of the transformations I've done. All that is makeup. It's not any special magic. It's just makeup. I look at someone, I take their features, and I'm like, how can I make them look the best version of themselves? And that God has given me that gift, honestly, because I have transformed people's lives with makeup. I do weddings. Those are my favorite because being in someone's life for that most important day, it's really a gift. It's a blessing. So when someone calls me to do their makeup for their wedding, they're going to look at those pictures for years and years and years. And I want it to be the most beautiful version of themselves because I don't want them to look at that and say, I wish I hadn't hired her. So that's a really, really big deal to me. And also that your bridesmaids look beautiful too. Not just you, because you're gonna have to look at those pictures and there might be that one bridesmaid that says, you know what, I don't want my makeup done with the makeup artist because I don't want to pay. Happens all the time. I want my makeup, I want to do my own makeup. So then all the bridesmaids are glowing and beautiful and gorgeous, and the bride is gorgeous, and you got that one person over here who did her own makeup. So honestly, let the makeup artist do everyone because you will be more than happy with your pictures, how they turned out, and you won't be upset that one person didn't match everybody else. That's my recommendation. So it's not about, I can do as many faces as need be on that day, but it's vital that everyone looks consistent in your photos. So my thing is I love doing the transformations. Sorry, went off on a little bit of a rant. So while I was talking, I was putting on Prep and Prime lip primer. It's like a chapstick almost, but it helps the lipstick to stay on, helps it not to bleed out or feather. I really love this stuff. Like I said, this is not a promotion for MAC. It's just the products that I know and love, and I stand by them because I've used them for years. Love this stuff. And then when it gets, it scrolls up, you kind of put it on, but when it gets past that, I dig out of it with the Q-tip so I get every last bit of my product. Okay. So I'm going to do blush now. I'm going to use Love Thing. This is MAC again. Sorry, mineralized blush. It's like a beautiful burgundy color. I love it. It's beautiful.
That's pretty. Pop a question if you have a question.
Go ahead.
Pop a question if you have a question.
Okay, so it's basically filling in the blank. We did the contour, we did the highlight, now the blush goes in the center. And it kind of just blends together. You don't want to cover the highlight, but you want to bring in some color there. See it? Okay, so this side, I have the highlight, I have the contour, and now I'm bringing in the blush. And you see I barely tap the product and go into it because you don't want this to be overpowering. It's just a compliment. It's just a little bit of a compliment. You don't want to do too much. But some people don't do blush. Some people just do the contour and the highlight. But I like to have a little color here. So when I smile,
that's pretty.
It's lovely.
And you can see the highlight too when you smile.
Yeah, you can see it. Yep, it's bright. I kind of skipped around. I needed to finish my eyes. For my liner, I found recently, this is NYX Epic Ink Liner, and it does not move. It's amazing. So I'll do a little bit of a wing for you guys. So the wing is special because you got to figure out how to put this wing on, not make it too thick, make the tail nice, all that while not messing up what you just did on your eyes. So it takes a lot of practice, but I just say, just go for it. Start out thin. I start out in the middle usually, and then I don't go all the way in because the way my eye is shaped, if I go all the way in, it'll make my eyes water and it'll cause all kinds of problems. So I basically just go about I go 3/4. So from this end to this end, 3/4, but not in the center. Some people can do that point there and underneath and in the water line. Oh no, I'll be through all day if I try that. I'm just more sensitive, I think. So I'm just making a thin line just to get the first pass down, like so. You want to make it as smooth as possible. Some people hold the side of their eye. I don't do that because I don't want wrinkles. So years and years of pulling your eye like this, eventually it's going to catch up to you. So you just do it where it is, get rid of the juts, make sure it's as smooth as possible, and keep going. A lot of the habits that we do hurt us in the long run. Doing this for years and years and years, what's going to happen? When you pull it back, it's going to be all wrinkled right there. So I don't touch it. I just do it by looking at it, eyeing it, and then pulling out my tail. I try to tell you guys things because I've seen women over the years. I can tell who's not drinking water by looking at your face. I can tell who's not wearing sunscreen by looking at your face. I can tell who's taking care of their skin by looking at your face, and I can tell who doesn't remove all their makeup at night by looking at your face.
Dang,
So
busted.
So yeah, you're busted. So if you tell me you're wearing sunscreen, I know you're not telling the truth because I can see it on your skin. Because your skin tells the truth. And water is your best friend. If you don't drink water, your skin is going to suffer. Your skin, well, why am I breaking out? Why this? Why that? Because you're not drinking water. Period. Water is vital for your skin to be lovely. If you see somebody with lovely skin and you ask them what's their secret, they're probably going to tell you sunscreen and water. Mm-hmm. I promise you. I can pretty much guarantee that one. So that's my wing. It's not too much. It's just a little bit. If you want to do it thicker, you can. And then at that point, I'll just show you what I would do. So I can do the other side. I would just keep lining it in the same pattern, same direction. Just keep going thicker and thicker if you want. So start in the center, go a little bit in, not all the way in because my eyes will water. And this one, I don't, when I'm doing somebody's makeup, I don't breathe because if I breathe, I'll move and I want it to be as perfect as possible. So my eyes start watering because I'm holding my breath. But that's what I found over the years to be able to do this. When I first started doing makeup, oops, that's a little long, but we'll fix it. When I first started doing makeup, I would ask the girls to come do my client's liner just because I couldn't do it. And I was terrified of messing up the makeup because if I do their liner and it messes up the makeup, guess what? You have to start all over. And when you start all over, you get a bald spot. It's just a lot because there's lots of layering under here. So just inside a little bit there. And that's it. That's it for liner. It took me a little longer because I was talking. Normally it wouldn't take that long. Sorry about that. Trying to talk and do liner doesn't work out too well. All right, so what are we doing? Mascara. So mine's MAC, of course. It's Upward Lash. I just love it. It's a little plastic applicator instead of metal. And I like it because Upward Lash, it curls your lashes. My lashes are pretty much curled, but with the mascara on them, it works really well. I really love it. So I just do a couple of coats of this. But no lashes. A lot of times, I did lashes the other day. It wore me out because if you do lashes every day, I know a lot of my friends do, and my hat goes off to you because that is a lot. If you're doing a full face of makeup and lashes every day, you are my hero because it is really difficult to do lashes. I think the people that do it every day, they're used to it, so they'll probably tell you it's easy. It is not. It takes lots of practice. You have to get it right there on that liner perfectly. Like I said, when I'm doing somebody else, it's totally easy. I can do it in 2.5 seconds. But when I do myself, no, it's a lot. So if you do lashes, more power to you, and I'm so proud of you. Because I just don't, and I don't think I will. I'll put the I buy them for my kit, but I normally don't do them because it's just really, it takes a lot of practice, and you know, maybe I can have somebody come on maybe one of the times with me to show you how she does her lashes, because she does them in like seconds.
Oh, I would love
But
to see that because I want to learn how to do that.
yeah, that's one of those things. Woo, that would wear me out. But my eyes will start watering. I actually have to use latex free because I'm allergic to latex. So if your eyes water really bad, it's probably because of the adhesive. At MAC, we were taught not to say glue, so we call it adhesive. So I'm just doing a couple of coats of this, and then I'll move on to my lip. How long has it been, Felicia?
Let me check the time right quick. It's been about 40 some minutes.
Oh, okay. That's with talking at the beginning.
Yeah,
okay.
we're still kind of talking and chatting along the way.
Okay, okay.
It's turning out beautiful. I mean, I'm going to go back and look at this again so I can start applying. I'm telling you, you need to start following Angel. She goes live quite often, and she does.
Yeah, I do.
What she does now, she talks through everything that she uses, and she does the steps. It was just like I'm just asking questions, so it's extending the time. But she does this all the time.
Yeah, I do makeup every single day on myself. Even if I have to run to the store for a second, I do makeup every single day. It's just something that I love to do. And you know, I'm always running into someone and they'll say, "Oh, your makeup's so pretty." And then I'll say, "Oh, I'm a makeup artist," and I give them my card. Now, I haven't really gotten any business that way, but you just never know.
Yep.
You never know. My business comes from, you know, word of mouth, recommendation, referrals, recommendations, things like that. So my husband always says, you should have gave her your card. And I was like, oh no, I just didn't feel like she wanted my card, you know? But he says you should always give your card out. And I kind of kicked myself because I was in LA doing a client recently, and a woman saw my kit because I have a kit that says MAC on it. And she said, "Oh, you work for MAC?" And I said, I used to. I work for myself now. And we were chatting, and she knew all of the head industry people, like huge people that I may or may not have met, but we're talking like huge, huge, huge. And my husband was saying, "Why didn't you give her a card?" I'm like, I don't know. I really don't know. But you just never know who you're going to run into. So I try to always make sure I have a card on me at all times. Okay, so for my lips, I'm going to do Current lip liner. It's more of a reddish color. I really like the color. Sorry, I'm looking for my sharpener.
And she's about to do your color. You like red.
I'm about to do a red lip. The reason why I'm doing red, even though I have a little bit of red here, it's not as so sharp to where I can do a darker red lip. So I'm going to do Current lip liner, and I'm going to use Too Faced Melted in Velvet. This is so nice. This is a nice deep red. So if you line first, you'll get the shape that you want. You can go out if you want to make your lips larger. I kind of just go where my lip is. They're not very big, but with lipstick on, they look a lot better. And a lot of people don't do liner.
That's something I need to work on. Because it actually.
But I highly recommend doing liner because it gives you an outline. And then all you do is fill in at that point.
That's a pretty color.
This is Current. This is lovely. This is MAC lip liner. It's called Current. Currant. Like current, berry current, not the current of the ocean. So that's the outline. And then I'll fill in with, this is Too Faced Velvet is the color. And if you're going to do a red, make sure it doesn't have too much orange in it. You want to do a red that's more blue, depending on your shade. Once again, for me, I need more blue. Someone else might need more orange. But I really like the way it looks with the darker liner. And this is more of a matte too. Once this dries down, it won't move. Isn't that beautiful?
That is.
I just think when you're doing, you know, if you're doing you know, for a party or anything. I know people love a nude lip, and I'm not gonna knock a nude lip. If I do a really, really, really heavy eye, my lip, it's a rarity that I do a nude lip because I know you have so much going on in your eye area, and then you want to bring out your lips as well. So if I do, it's gonna be like a pink nude, not a nude nude. Just because I just feel like it's more fun to do a red lip or a pink lip, or I love hot pink. My favorite color is pink, so I love hot pink. But then that's basically, I'll go back over with a little bit of powder just to set what we just did.
The question is, was that a lip gloss or lipstick that you applied?
That is a, they call it, hold on a second, liquefied long wear lipstick, melted, Too Faced melted. They have it at Sephora, and the color is velvet. It is absolutely gorgeous. I actually have a lot of those because they just work really well. You know, a lot of times mattes dry your lips out. They're really, really drying, and they feel kind of rough on. And this one is lovely on. See, it's already starting to dry, but it won't dry to where I can't, you know, move my lips. And that was just a little powder. That was Laura Mercier and Bronze 01. It's actually a bronzer for white people, but I use it as an all-over face powder because it's amazing. It's like a mineral. It is gorgeous. I just love it. I love the texture. I love the finish. So that's it. And then I'm spraying. This is Fix Plus, just the regular one. They have one in matte as well now. They have a gold one, and they have a pink one. And this is just a bottle that I'm recycling that another was a limited edition way back when. I just keep refilling it. So I fan my clients too, because you kind of feel weird when your face is wet. So I always fan my clients so that, you know, I don't leave them with wet face. And they say it feels good too. So that's it.
Gorgeous.
So that's your Thanksgiving. I'm going to meet the parents and the in-laws, and we're going to go eat and be merry.
Mm-hmm. That's a beautiful look for a holiday.
Thank you.
I think it's gorgeous. And
Thank
I think
you.
we're going to have to do several more of these because you've given a lot of tips that I'm going to go back and look at these along with some of your other videos. So if you don't know about Angel, her name is tagged in this live. You need to connect with her. You need to follow her. She's doing some wonderful things. She shows her befores and afters of her brides, and she had a older lady. I think was she getting married or was it a renewal?
Renewal.
Oh,
20 years they've been married. Thank you. Thank you. We actually did that in Maui. I was flown out. My husband was brought with me. It was really quite a blessing. And I did 12 makeups that day. Wow. Started at 9 a.m. and did makeup until she walked down the aisle. So it was a beautiful, beautiful ceremony, but I was just blessed to be able to be there and do the makeups. I thought everyone was stunning. So the pictures came out beautiful. I was able to do her mom's makeup. You know, she's an older woman, but you know, mature faces can carry makeup as well. It's just if it's done well. So that's all on my page.
I was impressed at that level. I mean, I know you're talented, but when I saw that, I was like, oh my God.
Thank you.
You're at a whole nother level. But so I recommend everybody to follow her. She does videos all the time. She answers your questions. And I'm going to have you on several because you're already making me think we need to have a monthly theme. Like makeup theme or something. I love it. Because I learned a lot just for a short period of time because, you know, just like the tools you're using, I have a couple of those tools, but I didn't have to have time to even like figure out like how am I supposed to use this. So now I can see your application process.
Right. Thank you.
And you explain.
Yeah, it's not that it doesn't take that many products. Like I said, it doesn't take that long. When you do your own makeup, you get a lot of practice because you're doing yourself. So it really shouldn't take you an hour to do a face and makeup. So some people say, I don't have time before work. I used to get up extra early so I could do my makeup, do my hair, get dressed, and make it to work on time. So you do what you want to do. You make the sacrifices that you want to make. Hey Denise, that's my best friend. She's in Georgia. Oh. When are you coming to San Diego again? Hi, Denise. So you make the time for what you want to do. There's a lot of people that do makeup every day. There's a lot of people that put lashes on every day. you make the time for what you want to make time for. You know, when I go to the gym, obviously I wouldn't do a full face of makeup like this because it's unnecessary and then it'll clog your pores. But anytime I'm anywhere else, you'll see me with a full face of makeup on. I fly with a full face of makeup on. You know, I used to go to the airport and I used to have on like sweats and my hair, whatever, no makeup. I want to be comfortable. Well, you have no idea the people that you see when you travel. And I travel quite a bit with my husband. I travel for makeup. I actually was the furthest I've ever traveled was probably Maui. I've flown, I think I'm getting ready to fly to New York for a client. So I'm not sure, it's not written in stone yet, but I do travel. And when I travel, you just have no idea who you're going to meet. So I travel with makeup, so they kind of know I'm a makeup artist. Usually I wear all black. That was our uniform at Mac, and I just feel like it looks professional. Whenever I do someone's makeup here locally, I always wear all black. I always go with a full face of makeup, and I always go ready to work, not just looking any kind of way because no one wants to see you look like that. So I go with a full face of makeup and I wear all black because it is professional. So I'm very, very serious about it, and I'll never come do your makeup looking any kind of way. I can promise you that.
Well, that's something that I know that I'm going to work on since I'm going live more often, that I'm going to have to do that whole trial and error, and I'm going to start wearing contacts. So I got to really learn how to get that eyeshadow right. And so some days it may not be right, but I'm going to work on it, okay?
And the fact that you wear glasses, you're going to wear contacts so you don't have to wear the glasses, or you're going to do makeup. So that's someone asked me, do makeup for glasses. And I didn't bring them up here because I have some driving glasses at night glasses. It just helps. I don't need glasses, but it helps. Okay. And so it's the same thing, basically. You know, you would want to bring out your eyes the most. They're going to be behind glass. So you want to just bring them out, and then, you know, you'll get demarcation from from the prongs here. So just be mindful of that. When you take them off, you're going to have demarcation here. So, you know, I would just buff it out with some powder or something on the sides of your nose. But yeah, it's basically the same makeup. It just gonna look better because it's behind a piece of glass.
Yeah, I've got to work on that because I know that, you know, once you start going live and you start repurposing your video, you want to look a certain way. And so I want to just enhance my features and everything. So I'm going to be definitely checking out your tips because you got some great ones. Can you close out by showing us your studio?
Oh, sure. Like I said, it's really full right now, but so basically, these are all old Mac displays. So my husband cut them out, and I got them from when I worked at Mac. Rihanna's up here. There's Marilyn Monroe, and I really love the way, you know, that looks because it really is authentic. And then over here is where I do makeup. Sorry, this is my makeup chair I do my clients in. And then there's a little tray here my husband made for me. So cute. I have stuff on it right now. Over here is my makeup kit that sits there. And then I have some stuff out because I've been doing some stuff. And then I have a white sofa in here. This is a white leather sofa that I really don't like people to sit on, but inevitably they do. So I'm I'm kind of particular about that. I got the what do you call it, cabinets from IKEA. There's two of them on each side. There's one on each side. I put lamps above them. And then over here is where I just did my makeup. I have a desk here full of my personal products. None of that is my kit. My light, and then my chair. And then my closet has everything in it. I have so much stuff in here. All of these are full of makeup. There's more of my kit here. These are all full of makeup. And then you see my lipsticks. There's 118 lipsticks on this display.
Wow.
So yeah, it's kind of great. Those are all my personal lipsticks, by the way. Those are not part of the kit. Customers do not use these. They're all my personal. My kit is totally separate. So then I have like a little Nicki Minaj, and then the first Viva Glam was RuPaul, and then some old MAC polishes. This was a brush set that they did a while back. I actually had to order this from somebody at the airport because it was only for the airport. It has brushes in it, and it's a little lipstick. I thought it was so cute. Not like I needed it, but you know, sometimes you just have to. And then I've got these are full of stuff. I put MAC. I don't know if you can see in the sequins. Let's see. So I spelled out MAC, M-A-C. So yeah, that's my special place. I love it here, and I come in here and I don't know, I just do makeup. I just love it.
Great.
Oh, and then above my head, across the room is old update books. So if anyone worked for MAC or knows about it, we go to class 4 times a year. Summer, winter, summer, fall, winter, spring, or spring, summer. I don't know, whatever the whatever the 4 things are. But anyway, those are the covers of the books that they would give us to show us what's coming out. And I decided to frame them and put them as a decorative thing. So
that's nice. I love your behind the scenes.
Thank you.
You are very, very creative. I mean, you're in the right space. Like some people
take
a long time to figure out their purpose, but this is,
yeah, for sure.
You're so highly talented. You know,
thank you.
You're just going to, I mean, you think you just flying to Florida or somewhere, you're going to be flying across overseas one day. I mean,
all right.
You are dynamic. You really are. And I just want you to keep posting your videos, doing what you're doing.
I will.
Because you're going to get a huge following because while you're applying your teaching. A lot of people don't do that. Yeah. They don't explain it. I'm like,
right. Yeah. What happened? Yeah. No, I watched a lot of YouTube videos. That's actually how I learned. Before I worked for MAC, I would just watch YouTube videos for hours. I mean, hours and hours and hours. And I noticed that common denominator is they would do all these steps and all of these things, and they would never say why. Like a lot of people need a why.
Yeah.
Why did you do that? Why are you doing that? What is the purpose of doing that? So that was my goal, to make sure it's super, super informative. It's super detailed. Like, why did you do that? Why? You know, so I really wanted to be different in that respect because, you know, I'm a woman of a particular age. I haven't been doing this since I was in my 20s. There's a lot of these girls, I mean, they're like 20 nothing and they're just doing, you know, amazing makeup. And I wish I could have started then. I was in the banking field. I worked at banks for years, but I wish I had started then, but I didn't. So this is what you get 40 plus. So at this point, you know, I told my husband, I think I'm gonna retire when I'm 50. He said, no. So that's only what, 3.5 years from now? Well, yeah, 3.5 years. I'll be 50 in August of 2022. So mind you, no, I won't be retiring anytime soon because I have way too much more work to do. And God blessed me with a gift, so I need to share my gift. And that's why I do these videos, because I know there's a lot of people out there, they're like, I just wish I could do that. I wish I could just do my makeup. I mean, I was one of those people. I can show you, or you can look on my page and see some, I call them progress photos, where I did my makeup 10 years ago versus today. It's totally different.
I've seen them.
Yes. And I do that to keep it real. I do it to make sure people know I didn't start like this. I practice a lot to get this effect. My eyebrows were jacked up. My skin was terrible. It was a lot. It was a lot different. So I've come a long way, but I always do those photos because I think someone said to me, I can't believe you posted that. And I'm like, yeah, why not? Like, I mean, we're not all perfect. What you see right now is not the way it always has been. So why not humble yourself and show the real deal? And that's kind of why I do it. And I do before and afters of myself all the time. I don't just do them on my clients, and I'm not doing it to embarrass anyone or make anyone feel insecure. I'm doing it before and after to show you the miracle of makeup.
Yes.
So you can see exactly what I see and the beauty that I saw in someone and how I chose to bring that out. So before and after is not to embarrass anyone or make anyone show someone's flaws or anything like that. It's to show you the miracle of makeup, period. I do them on myself. I do them on other people. So I'll say thank you to anyone I've ever done their makeup and they let me do it before and after, because some people don't let me do it. They say, no, you can't post that before picture. And I'm okay with that. It's the way it is. I mean, but I'm very grateful to the people that do allow me to post the before and after, because it really does show the gift.
Yeah. So, I mean, you can see your talent shine through.
Oh, thank you. I thank you for you bringing me on. I thank you for, you know, this time we had together. I've never done a duo live. I just get on here and start doing makeup by myself. I really appreciate it. What's that?
We're doing more.
Okay. But I appreciate you, and I thank you for bringing me on. And You know, I haven't done one in quite some time because I was so bombarded with Halloween makeup and other makeups. I was gonna do a character makeup on film, but I just was like, it took me 2 hours to do my mime, and no one's gonna watch Facebook Live for 2 hours. So I just didn't think that, you know, I should do a character makeup because no one wants to see that for 2 hours. So, but thank you for bringing me on. I really appreciate it. I hope that you have a blessed day, and I appreciate all your social media marketing tips and tricks that you've helped me with. And I just pray that, you know, we're both so prosperous. And, you know, when you help another person, like when we get together, we help each other, it's a wonderful thing.
Mhm.
Instead of, you know, I think someone said, don't do makeup videos because you're doing that for free. I mean, I'm not going to charge to do this. Now I charge for a personal one-on-one. If I come to you and we do a one-on-one, it usually takes 1 to 2 hours. I'm doing it with you specifically on your face so that you can learn how to do your own face. So that's a little different. That's a service being provided.
Mhm.
But me doing my own makeup, who's gonna pay for that? Who's gonna pay to watch that? So I definitely will keep doing the videos as long as there's one person watching.
Mhm.
One person, that's all it takes.
Mhm.
I'm gonna do them because I just know I have so much to offer. I know I have so much for people to know. I was that one. I'd walk into the Mac store and I would just be so intimidated. I would ask those girls, "Hey, what's on your eyes?" And they would just tell me whatever. They weren't even telling me the truth. They're just like, whatever they decided to say at that moment, it really is not what's on their eyes. It's usually limited products that they put on that day that they can't sell. And they usually are just telling you something to get you out of their face. But guess who I was? That's why I worked for Mac, so I could be that person that was not stuck up, that was so caring and so giving, and to show customers that everyone is not that way. Everyone's not stuck up and everyone is not mean. So that's why I chose to work for them, because I was that customer that they were mean to and that they laughed at and that they talked about, and I would leave the Mac store bawling my eyes out. So I chose to be a makeup artist and do makeup to help others, not to ostracize them and make fun of them, because I was that person that was treated terribly as a customer. So that's why I chose to work for them. And then you know, God gave me the opportunity to work for myself, which is even better. So,
But I want to say this before we leave. I wanted to
okay.
personally thank you while we're on camera together. I've been working with Angel to help her in different capacities of her social media, and pretty much right now I'm kind of doing that case by case. You know, a few people a week, because I don't want to take on more people than I can, you know, assist. And so Angel's been one of those people that, you know, I want to see her thrive and prosper. And we're going to we have some more stuff to work on. I just that I'm trying to wrap up some other things first. But you're willing to learn, and I appreciate that. And then also Angel completely surprised me. She sent me, and I did a reveal on Monday. So if you didn't see my live on Monday, you missed my whole unveiling of all the products she sent. And I just want to tell you thank you, because you didn't have to.
Oh, you're
I
welcome.
appreciate
It's the least I could do. Seriously, it's the least I can do. And there's more to come.
it. Oh, okay. That means I'm going to have to learn how to apply this stuff and show you that I'm
Right.
using it.
Right. I mean, I've always been like that. I've always been very giving. And, you know, God has blessed me with a platform to do makeup, and, you know, and to be admired. And so if I can be a blessing, I'm going to be a blessing. For anyone that knows me, that's close to me, they know that, you know, I'm going to be a blessing to them.
That's why
So,
we have a connection, because we like to bless
right.
other people.
Right.
So on that note,
Right.
we're going to end today, because no, we
Okay.
can probably still keep going. I'm just saying.
Right. Right. I know. No one wants to hear us chit chat.
So I'm going to be bringing you back. So I want you to be thinking
Okay.
about December Christmas parties and New Year's Eve looks, that kind of thing. And so
Okay.
please follow Angel's page. She's tagged in inside the description above, because she does phenomenal videos. She's here on a regular basis doing videos. She interacts with you just like we're interacting now. So take advantage, because I'm going to be back popping and learning. I'm going to use it as a tutorial for me to get better and better, because I want my appearance to look, you know, I want to enhance, okay, get better.
Right.
And so you won't be able to do that until you practice. You got to practice
Right.
until you get better.
Right.
And I
Yep.
appreciate you having the time to come on live to share and
Mhm.
showcase your talent and skills. And we will see you back again in the future.
Okay, thank you, Felicia.
Thank you.
Have a good day.
You too.
You're welcome.